Yeah.
Have you seen any in the 4th&10s? You know how this go?
Yeah, I watched a couple leading up to this. Yeah, one of them was I think Tony Mooney, and then I was also watching your podcast with Dell as well. So that was pretty dope. But yeah, I'm
Appreciate it.
looking
Appreciate
for
it. Well, yeah, we can get into it. You know how it go.
for sure.
All right. Yeah, once again, for the great minds, and now I'm talking about this is 4th&10. With the homie Nick, we got the homie Mel with us. Got the homie and state champ, Jay with me. What's up, man?
Hey.
I got the homie and I think my second GOAT. I let the streets tell it. Waloo. Got the homie Wade with me, man. Got the homie Fatty with me. You go by Fatty, correct?
Yes, sir.
I had the homie Cat with me, man. What's up, man?
Hey man, long time, man. Been watching the show, man. Look, it's a good thing you got going on right now, man. So,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I'm always gonna support.
Know how we do it when they holler, will that? Tell them Southside, Diddy shout it. I'm all about my chips. I spit like I do dip. You niggas flop like flip. That's why your buzz don't exist. Got my name on every list. Fars running this rap shit. Shit, I need a yellow coat in this bitch. Oh my God, know how I go shit. Rapping like a gift, like that tree, like Christmas. Got some hoes with some hoes. They all down like the tip. They say, oh no, that's them. Here we go again. Got so many.
Yeah, once again, for the great minds, and now I'm talking about this is 4th&10. Got the homie Ronnie with me. You go by Ronnie? Ron, how you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I go by Ronnie.
Okay. All right, Ronnie. Where you from? What's your hood? What's your squad? What's your repping?
Originally, I'm actually from Boston. I've been kind of around, so I grew up in Boston, went to high school in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then college and adulthood is more so Virginia. And obviously I'm here in Ohio now, but I'll keep it a flag. I would say I definitely rep GodBods, right? Rep VA, rep the DMV area. Yeah, that's my squad for sure.
Okay. Did I hear you say you're in Ohio?
Yeah, I just moved to Ohio in August.
Okay, congrats on that. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, that's what's up. What part?
Columbus. I'm right outside of I'm 10 to 15 minutes away from Ohio State.
Okay.
Right in that little hub, which is nice.
Is that city? Is that rural? How is it?
Yeah. So my understanding is it definitely used to. I would say it was probably what Manassas was in 10 years ago or so, maybe 15 years ago, where it's sort of a lot of farmland or whatever. So I'm on the outskirts. I'm in New Albany, so the outskirts. It's 2-3 minutes outside of the Columbus city limits, but they have a bunch of land that they're developing. And they're popping up data centers for Amazon, Facebook, Google, all that kind of stuff. So I'm with Amazon. I just help them on building out their data centers.
Okay. You've been there since August. You got into a league yet or what?
Yeah, I actually got set up pretty early on thanks to Joe Guzman from she's in Tennessee now, but she's from VA, and yeah, she got me plugged in with Columbus Prime out here, and so I got set up with them. It's not nearly as flag isn't nearly as big in Columbus. So there's no their equivalent for rec is not anywhere close to FXA. They got one, I think it's 7v7 co-ed league, and that's about it. So I did get invited recently to try out a 5v5 contact and non-contact league in Dayton. So that'll be coming up in March. I'm going to try that out, see how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What sports you played growing up?
Believe it or not, soccer was actually my main sport. That was until I moved to Charlotte. But when I was in Massachusetts, I wouldn't say it was my main, but it was 50-50. I played football and soccer, but soccer I definitely had I was doing travel and club, whatever.
What position?
I was actually a defensive, either center back or left or right back. I was just fast, and I could keep up with whatever strikers the other teams, whoever they had, it didn't really matter. So, I didn't have to be big. It was just so as long as I got the ball, which is kind of easy in soccer. But yeah, between that and then in football, I was safety and running back my whole childhood.
Any college or semi after that?
Yeah, so it was very short-lived, but I ended up walking on to UNC Pembroke. It was a D2 school. I was there only for 2 weeks, and I decided to leave. But that was about as that was like the highest, official level that I reached, if you will.
Okay. Okay. Who put you on the flag? Who brought you out?
So the guy that trained me, his name's Jasmine Gray. Shout out to him in CrossFit 77 out of Mooresville, North Carolina. He was my trainer for football, and like he helped me put on 15 to 20 pounds over a summer. So he saw like my work ethic. He knew what I could do and how I could play. So he told me like after college and whatnot, like stay in shape because you never know. And they got a team out of there called Buzzsaw that they might be playing. So he's actually the one that I think it was around 20, the end of 2020, I think, or 2021, somewhere around there. They ended up inviting me out to play with them for my first travel tournament. It was like one of the AFFL regionals down in Davenport, Florida. So that was like the first experience I had traveling, which was kind of, wild for it to be AFFL. That was pretty cool. But that's sort of what got me started. And then not knowing also too, like there was a handful of other tournaments I went to with them that there's a lot of VA people out there that I didn't know would be my friends, over that next year or two. So that was pretty cool.
Okay. Shit, we can get to the 10 questions. Cool with you?
Yeah.
What's your favorite format?
Ooh, honestly, I would say probably four. Yeah, probably fours. Just because, I mean, for an offensive minded player, like it's the easiest one to like, you know what I mean? It's just the least amount of defenders you're gonna have to deal with. But
is it that much of a difference between 4 and 5?
Honestly, it's kind of funny you say that because I was thinking about that and it's really close to me because there's certain things you can do with more people on the field. Like, I don't want to give the sauce away, but the GodBods has a play that works really, really well in 5-man. And it can work in 4-man too, but I feel like 5s, for whatever reason, is sort of set up in a better way.
Okay.
And like we can still have those home run plays, or it spreads the defense out, and that's still a defender or two that I don't have to worry about. So it might not really make much of a difference, to be honest. But I think 4s is just more so like there's just a little bit more space just off gate. It's sort of like for me, it's a little easier to navigate just because I like open space and shaking and baking, all that kind of stuff.
My whole team make bops. Feeling like yo pops, niggas my sons, but I can't rock. I'm just here for the back ends, cause the front ends won't stop. Come around with that bag end like bad kids get popped. Shit good on my end, on your end it's not. Shit, that's bad business. I don't even want my hands in it. I don't even want my name on it. I'm in the booth like Wayne on them. That lighter flicker, I flame on them. I aim on them like Who that nigga out here rapping like the ring through? Who them niggas out here dropping when them hits do? We them niggas get it done, ain't no issue. We the type to run it up in my tracks.
Who's the best quarterback you played with?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I'm gonna keep it to the flag world, but I would say like long distance has got to be Lincoln. Like him and I have been pretty well connected since I want to say 2022, and he knows sort of just how to trust and like lead the ball and just have you go get it. And then as far as like precision, especially in the shorter length of the field, Danny Cho's like when he's on it, dude, I don't think anybody's better. Like I've seen him really thread the needle and just I can't even really explain, but when he's on it, man, you can't beat him. Like, you know what I mean? I think the two of them, because I know Danny's mainly a co-ed quarterback and Lincoln's, for us with men's is like it's the perfect combo between the two. They feed off each other's strengths and weaknesses perfectly. So they're my two favorites.
Okay, I got you. Best and worst tournaments. Let me hear them.
Ooh, best was probably 2023 winning. Like GodBods won 3 national championships that weekend. I think we were 5 aired out. That was a lot of fun, and obviously going all the way, getting the win was really nice. Worst tournament honestly might have been. I don't want to say it was the worst, like for my squads, but for me personally, this past Worlds, was not ideal because I got hurt the first game of the first format on what was it, Thursday, and yeah, it was just like
What happened?
I honestly don't know, but my heel was like acting up. It was just started throbbing after that first game, and once the adrenaline wore off, and I played the rest of the day, it was starting to like slowly just turning into jello. And then Friday I didn't really play much because it was hurting too much. Saturday I got sick, and then Sunday it was just like trying to recover, and then also physically beat up, and I was just like, all right, well, excuse me. Yeah, I ended up, only playing one day out of 4. So on a personal note, it was rough, but my squads did well. I was happy for them, so can't complain too much there.
I got you. I got you. Ideally, what position do you want to play when you pull up?
Definitely receiver. It's just the most fun for me, and like I'm definitely an offensive minded player. But honestly, though, rush is more challenging. Excuse me, but I think it's starting to grow on me more and more as far as playing it. But I definitely would say receiver for sure is definitely my main love for the game.
Okay. Talk to me about Footwork Tech.
Yeah, so that's actually that was a nickname I got in college. So prior to it, it was Shady. Like back when in high school, I was still playing running back, but when I switched to receiver, I don't know because I never played receiver until my senior year of high school. Like I got switched out of nowhere, and I just had to adapt. And I think like I fell in love with route running. So people would always because it suited my play style better, and people would ask me like, how do you cut or do this or that or whatever. And in college, I just decided like I'll just try to help people. So I started like running footwork drills and whatnot. And I just took the nickname because there was one day it was like a group of us were playing flag because that's sort of where I transitioned to flag. Is like taking it a little more serious and like learning the rules of the game and whatnot was in college. And there was a dude, somebody had juked out real bad, and some other dude was like, "Dude, you're just like a footwork technician or something." And I was like, I kind of like that, again, the whole group started calling me that. So I was like, I'm going to just run with it. So did that, try to live up to the name as far as like getting drills for people to do, getting ladders and cones, all that kind of stuff. And, it definitely, you can tell the difference in people's like ability after like a month or two. So I just like, I like that. And obviously, like for my Instagram page is turning it into like just a flag identity, if you will. But definitely started out more so just trying to help people and running with the nickname.
Okay. Random hard question. Top 5 footwork you came across on the regular at a tournament or FXA or actually after you train?
Dang, that's a tough dude. I don't even know. So I don't know all the people's names and travel, but I'll give you FXA.
Okay. That's better anyway.
Yeah, most people will probably know. I mean, and obviously this is just my opinion, but dude, actually this is kind of tough. First one's got to be Walu, or he's he's definitely like the person that I'm trying to like keep up with on the field and like try to match his speed. He's definitely like gives me the hardest time, I would say. Number 2, this is see, I'm actually gonna give this one to Harold Sweet because he's a dude. His ability at quarterback, like to move and get out of trouble, is crazy, and like he's pretty good about staying on his feet and whatnot. So I'm gonna give him number 2.
Okay.
Number 3, I think I'm gonna give number 3 to Pat because Pat is a certified route runner for sure. Like he knows what he's doing. He's got very, very good technique. And I've watched him like sort of adapt, like even through limitations and injury to, still make stuff happen and just he gets open often. Doesn't have to be the best at any given thing. He's just very, very well rounded. His footwork is great. So he's number 3. Number 4, probably Jason Lovett. He's
Okay.
yeah, he's I mean, like I said, this list is it's sort of just as I'm forming it, like
Yeah. I
to
like
bump
putting
him
people on
up
the
too.
spot.
Like, yeah. He's just a crazy athlete too. You know, his he can keep up with anybody.
Yeah.
So got to have him on the list. And then number 5, shoot, it's definitely a couple names that could be number 5, but
Who's
mm,
who's the NFL for the fifth one? Who's the NFL receiver that you think has top tier?
I would say two of my inspirations were Wes Welker first, and then Julian Edelman. And obviously, like I said, I grew up in Boston, big Pats fan, so that's why. But you know, I paid attention to them the most. But just as far as their craft, like as slot receivers, they're very. Um, I feel like people would underestimate them, but they just would go and show like you don't have to be the biggest person on the field to make a huge impact. And those dudes definitely like were a core piece of Brady's weapons. So I always looked up to them and I always try to emulate their game.
Okay, I got you. What's that one drill that really helped out your game?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know if there's a specific drill I can give you, but just general like anything that mimicked a game scenario as far as like I think it was like called like the Oklahoma drill. Like we'd have like a lineman and a defensive lineman, and then behind them is a linebacker and a tight end, and behind them is a receiver and DB. Like it's everybody's I feel like a little bit more intense and more like game like scenario where things are amped up a little bit. I always like those types of drills. There's obviously there's footwork drills, but as far as helping my game, like being in that game mindset, I think it's those live drills that are the best.
Um, Rank these for me. Snatch your ankles, a great break pick, flat out speed, just outrunning somebody, or a head top.
Wait, what was the question again initially?
Rank them. Rank these. Your
Okay.
favorite to, yeah, I like that, but it's not as high as the other one. Like I said,
Okay.
snatch your ankles,
Yeah.
great break pick,
Yeah.
flat out speed. You just see somebody taking an angle, and that angle don't matter because you got them,
Yeah.
or in a head top.
A head top.
And
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, I think we know what number 1 is. It's got to be. It's got to be the ankle snatches.
do you have
That's,
an ankle? Do you have an ankle like highlight that just?
dude, I could make like two. I could make 2 reels worth for Instagram and of just like probably about 3 minutes worth of ankle breakers.
Okay.
But if and that's just for flag. Unfortunately, some of my best ones are not on camera. But yeah, I got a couple go tos. Like if I had to give you the best 30 seconds, I could put like some pretty fire ankle breakers up together. But that's definitely number 1. Um, I would say it depends on the type of pick, but that's probably number 2 because that's more impressive to me. Like I have a ton of respect for DBs. It's a tough position, so getting that pick to me is more it's an elevated tier. Um, the head top though, I get those. Like there's nothing more disrespectful sometimes, depending on how that goes. So it's definitely up there too. And then the last one, speed, I would say like it's sort of it's either it's there or it's not, So it's not the most flashy thing, but you do like seeing it, obviously.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Favorite pair of cleats and jersey. You have them? You know them?
I don't have a favorite jersey, to be honest with you. If I was gonna pick one, it would definitely be just to have a Patriots jersey with Edelman.
Okay.
I'd say my flag jerseys are my favorite jerseys, but
Which one of your flag jerseys though? Which one do you have a favorite of
ooh,
those?
dude, I have a whole duffel. I don't know. I don't even know how much I've spent over the years, man. There's so many. Uh, I think like the cleanest is the GodBods black and white, and then but my favorite is probably like just as far as like having it all together would be Monstars out of New York. They got like blue and green and white. I don't know. To me, it just looks the dopest. It's kind of like Hitch Please, but blue instead of purple.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but and then cleat wise, I've been rocking Addy Zeros since I think it was like the Addy Zero 5.0s since high school. I have not strayed from Adidas since then.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Which is funny because like my first pair did break on me. Like they used to run like carbon fiber or Kevlar or something under there, and it only lasted me like a month, and I was like, oh, this is kind of trash. But I ended up getting another pair, and they haven't done me wrong since. And I don't know. I feel like they fit my feet a little better than Nike, so just been rocking them.
All right. Well, yeah. 4th and 10. What format? What route you running? Who you got throwing the ball?
Ooh. Well,
you can't tell us your play, so
I was gonna say, I mean, I can give you I'll give you one that teams know is coming at some point, and it's up to them to stop it. And it's kind of in line with well, all right, let me not say too much. But all right. Assuming this is either long distance or half the field at least.
So same third down.
Third down.
Third and go. You just got the first down, so you at the halfway mark. You did nothing on the first 2 plays. You got to score.
Oh, easy. Okay, yeah. No, I'm doing either a post corner or a corner post, depending on what side of the field I'm on. Mm-hmm. I gotta have Lincoln slinging it just because he knows how to like. That's the perfect distance for. Well, I wouldn't say the perfect. Perfect is the full field, but that half field. We literally did this. I have a clip of it, and the post corner is exactly what works because, I took my corner out to play. Safety kind of came down a little bit, and when I went back on the corner, it was bread and butter. It was wide open, and that's most teams. That's what I'll do is a double move. It's either that or a hitch and go. And what was that? Was there a third part to that? You said
format. What format would it be? 5, 4, 8. It gotta be 5.
Yeah, I'm thinking 5s. Definitely thinking like 4s and 5s. I still play 7s, but I haven't done big ball in a minute. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I have a play worked up for that. I have to think a little different.
Is that much of a difference though?
Yeah, I would say honestly, like the way people play 7s is definitely different, and like the strategy is different. It depends if it's like 7 screen too, or versus non-contact fully or whatever. But yeah, I feel like it doesn't necessarily have to be. It just kind of depends on how the quarterback wants to play it. But in my experience with teams that I don't play with as often, it's not as simple as small ball in the sense that, like for me, I can sort of bounce around in small ball and it's more or less the same depending on the team. But for 7s, it's definitely like your strategy might get exposed type of thing. If you're not, you can have all the athletes and you're still going to get exposed pretty bad.
What format are you playing out in Ohio?
So I'm traveling with it's mainly Columbus Prime, but they kind of switched it up to Dream Team now. So with Dream Team, anything that GodBods is not doing or that I can sort of get away with straying from them, I'm helping out Dream Team. Locally right now, we don't really have much going on because we're in the middle of winter. It's horrible outside. It's cold. But yeah, coming up here in March, I think that'll be more of a return to normalcy. But locally, man, I'm not gonna lie, it's like them and 1 or 2 other teams that know what they're doing, and everybody else is like social or casual levels of FXA. So that's why I think I'm gonna try out Dayton and try to get some more burn. I also talked to Riley Butts from Cleveland. Okay. Yeah, he's got an 8-man league out there, so I might be joining them as well, making some trips up to try that out.
That's what's up. Yeah, like I said, that's 4th and 10, man. I appreciate this, yo.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate the invite.